everyone, I'm Agnes. Today I'm here to explain the concept of control and coordination. Hey, you're going to the class without me? Anyway, I'm Akshita and we are the twin sisters of Jengi Satara. And as she mentioned, we're going to teach you the concept of control and coordination. Are you ready? Control and coordination is a system which is present in both plants and in animals that deals with stimulus and its response. In Untitled Chapter, the first point given is the immediate response to stimulus. In the textbook, the first point given is the immediate response to stimulus by plants. Yes, that's right. The immediate movement is also known as nastic or the rapid movement. For example, we can see the example of touch-me-not plant, Venus flytrap, and pitcher plant. The response to these movements of these plants are very fast. Usually, plants don't move. Everyone knows this. But these plants, during this movement, their movement is so sharp that we can observe it, rather than the other movements like photosynthesis or the movement of sunflower towards the sun. Okay, come let's see the movements of Venus flytrap. The video that is shown right now is the video of Venus flytrap. Now it is Akshita to explain the structure and movement of Venus flytrap. Thank you, Agnes. Now see, for assumption, let's keep my palm as the structure of Venus flytrap. See, let this be the skin. It is a reddish skin we saw on the video before. Yes, it's right. And in the skin, there are many hairs present. It may be thousands of hairs. And then, when an insect lands on Venus flytrap, it doesn't only land on one hair. It lands on 2 hairs, 3 hairs, and many. And also sometimes it does this alternate movement. Like it lands on one hair and then moves about and then lands on another hair. And then what does the Venus flytrap conclude? It gets a signal. Hey, there's an insect on a trap. You can trap it. And then the Venus flytrap slowly by slowly closes the lid. And then it gets its insect for its lunch or dinner, we can say. But sometimes we get a question that if the Venus flytrap gets some movement and close the lid when an insect comes, then it can close the lid when raindrops come too. But no, do you know the reason why? Because when raindrops fall, each and every raindrop falls on only one hair and there is no alternate movement on them. So then the Venus flytrap gets the signal that you don't need to go after this guy because it's not any insect, it's only the rain. I always get this question in my mind. Why does this touch-me-not plant close its leaves when we touch it? Because we are not any stranger or any dangerous person, because we don't use touch-me-not plants to make sabji and all. We don't cut it, right? Agnes, can you please tell me? Yes, right, I can explain it to you. Have you ever noticed a touch-me-not plant? When we touch its tip of the leaves, then we can see that the closing occurs not in the tip of the plant, but from other plant. We can also say the nodule or the starting of the stem. Then how does it happen? We touched other part and movement happens in other part. So there should be definitely a sort of communication between them. But we can say in animals there are nervous systems and tissues and many organ systems or receptors. But in plants they don't have any personalized tissue system. Then how do they do this communication? So the main answer to this question is the electrical chemical sense of communication. So what is this electrical chemical? How do they convey this information from one cell to the other? This is very simple. The information just diffuses to all the cells, and in order to change its shape or to close the leaf, the cells which are to shrink, they will lose the amount of water in them, and the other cells which have the water, they too lose by the process of osmosis from higher concentration to lower concentration. In this way, each cell shrinks in that part of the leaf and that portion gets closed. This is the movement. It's interesting, right? Oh, we're just bored taking the class inside the room. So come let's go out to see and explain the concept of the movement due to growth. Wow, the climate is really amazing, right? See, now I came in front of a tendril. We can say in scientific words a stem tendril. Why I said it is a stem tendril? You can notice here, it is emerging from the part of the stem. If it emerges after the stem, means it is with the leaf, then we can also call it as leaf tendril. So this is a passion fruit and it has stem tendrils. So now I'm gonna explain you how the movement of growth occurs in this part of the tendril. So let's take a close snap at this tendril. See, this tendril, it is growing towards the support. In this case, the support is the stimulus and the growth is the response. So when a growth is towards or away from the stimulus, we usually refer to it as the directional growth. In scientific words, we can mention it as tropic movement. So why does it grow like this towards the support? It's a plant, you all know, and this movement takes very much time to occur. So I'm gonna explain you in very short words how this movement occurs. If we can take a close snap, we can see that the part which encloses here is just clinging onto the support, and I'm gonna tell you why this happens. See, the part which touches the support, in there the oxygen present there, all the oxygen we can say, it just diffuses to the topmost part, you can see, which doesn't touch the support or which is apart from the stimulus. And when this happens, the part which is apart from the part that is touching the stimulus or away from the stimulus have more oxygen. And what is the result? More oxygen means the growth is more, the tendril get elongated. But I just now said that the oxygen in the lower portion is not present there. Then what happens to that portion? The answer is very simple. That portion doesn't grow. Only the topmost portion grows. And what eventually happens? For example, we can take the example of my finger. If my finger's topmost portion is growing and my lower portion is not growing, what happens eventually? It just makes a curve or a circle-like curve. Then eventually, when this curve is made, you can see the curve. See, when this curve is made, it eventually clings to the support, and in this way, this directional movement occurs. So, a tendril always, with the help of oxygen, makes the growth towards the stimulus. So, it's very interesting, right? See, learning is really fun, right? And biology is no more difficult for us. Now see, as Agnes explained, we saw many movements, this nastic movement, and the next type is tropic movement. There are two types of tropic movement. One is positive tropism or positive tropic movement, or negative tropism or tropic movement. Come, let's see. The first type of tropic movement is also known as phototropic movement or the movement called phototropism. See, by hearing the word, you might think of a meaning of it, right? Photo means light, so it definitely must relate to something like sun or light. That's true. See, you can notice this flower. It's hibiscus and it's facing towards the sun. You can see, right?
Sun is on that direction.
Sun is
right?
on that direction. So it's facing towards it. Then it is towards the stimuli. In this case, the sun is the stimulus, and this facing the growth which faces towards the sun is also known as the reaction or the response to the stimulus. So when it is towards the stimulus, when it looks towards the sun, it is called positive tropic movement.
Hi again guys. Now I just want to rewind the concept we learned before. Now see, on the concept before, we learned that the sapling moves or turns towards the sunlight as a process of positive phototropism. But then during this time lapse, what does the roots do? They go downwards, right? They aren't going towards the sunlight, isn't it? Then it is going against the stimulus, against the thing that we termed it as sunlight. Then what do we have to conclude from this? There are two types of tropism. One is negative and other is positive. The one with the sapling is positive and one with the roots is negative. Our next tropism is hydrotropism. Now see, the roots, Can you see it? It is turned a little on the left side. Can you tell the reason? I just plucked this one from the soil, and you can know the reason why. The water must be here somewhere. That's why the root may be on this direction. Which means what? It is going towards the stimulus, right? Water is the stimulus here. Then this is positive hydrotropism. But you can see the stem, it is not going towards the water. Then the upside portion of the sapling is negative hydrotropism. Now let's go to this, what to say, geotropism. Geotropism, by hearing the word, we can say something with gravity, right? Yes, you're right, this gravity, and it is involved in this atmosphere. See this, when we jump, we fall back, it is due to gravity. Like this only, this geotropism. Now I will ask Agnes to explain. So in this case of geotropic movement, we all know what is positively and negatively. We can guess it, right? In a sapling, the leaf and stem included always moves upright, which means it's against the stimulus known as the gravity. But the roots, you can mention it, right? You can notice it's everywhere. The root grows towards the stimulus. Gravity is always pulling downwards and roots always come downwards, which means it's positively geotropic, while the leaves and the stem is negatively geotropic. Okay, thank you Agnes. Now a small quiz for you. Only one question. See, I jumped right before also and now also. Now see, I came down. Is it positive geotropism or negative geotropism? You can answer it later on the comments below. Our next topic is chemotropism, and by hearing the name itself, you might have guessed the answer, right? Chemotropism is always related to chemicals. But in plants, where does this chemicals come from? So in this chapter, the reproduction in plants, you might have known about pollen grains and reproduction in plants, right? In there, the pollen grains makes a tube, means they create a tube downwards towards the ovary. Why? Because the ovary secretes a chemical which attracts the pollen grains into going there for fertilizing the ovule cells or for fertilizing the eggs. So that means the pollen tube is towards the stimulus. In this case, the stimulus is the chemical secreted by the ovary. Then the stimulus acts as the response by the pollen grain. So this pollen grain or the pollen tube is towards the stimulus or towards the chemical reaction. So is positively chemotropic, and negative chemotropic is not explained in this class 10 concept. So there is nothing to be worried about. Okay, we hope that you all enjoy our concept, and I'm sure that from this you might have guessed it right, that learning is really fun, and usually we used to learn that biology is all about names and memorizing these all types and all. But now see, we can learn biology to practical works. Isn't true practical works, right? Now let me tell you, I will tell you this for sure, that you can crack the class 10 examination very easily, but you need hard work and smart work. Okay, and if you like our videos, please click the like button and subscribe it if you want to receive more videos.